Hey guys, let's flip this around. Tim here. On my way home from a friend's, and funny story happens. So I gotta share this with you guys. And I want to make a point. I made this point before, and so a few things going on here. I made this point before. It happened real time, and I also had a first. It's never happened to me before. So I'm leaving from a friend's, and I hear shouts for help, right? You see this in movies all the time. You hear this in like videos and stories, whatever, all the time, right? But you're like, hey, is this ever going to happen to me? So I hear shouts for help. I'm like, oh, what's going on? So I look over, I look around, and I see it's this old woman, very old woman, down on the floor. She's seeking help. So I'm like, oh my God, like what happened? Trying to get as much information from her as possible. So, oh wait, somebody just joined. Jose, my man. How's your Saturday going, sir? So check this out though. You're gonna like this story, man. You're gonna like this story. So I hear this old woman shout for help. I go in, I see her on the floor. I don't know what happened, right? I'm like, oh man. So I ask her like, hey, what happened? And she's like, I fell. And in my head, I'm like, well, obviously, right? But anyway, I'm like, okay. So I walk, like, whenever you see someone, like, it depends on what type of person you are. And I think this truly defines like who you are as a person. Like when a moment actually happens in real life, you find out what type of person you are, right? So old woman's on the floor. I was like, okay, do you want me to help you? So I go to help her, and then I stop. I just took a first aid course that told me that like you can't touch someone without their permission. Otherwise, it's considered assault. So, yo, Ryan, what up, dude? White chocolate in the house. White chocolate. The alliance forms again. So you can't touch anyone without their permission. You can't, even if you're trying to help them, right? They can refuse help. Otherwise, it's considered assault. I could have helped her up, and she could have called the police on me and had every right to do so. It'd have been a dick move, but she could have did it, right? So right before I go to help her up, I say to myself, let me ask her if she wants my help. Because this is an old white lady, I'm a young black man, who knows what's going to happen here, right? You have no idea. So I asked her, I said, do you want my help? Do you want me to help you? She says no. How crazy is that, right? She says that. What's going on now? She says no. It's crazy to me. So I'm like, oh man, like what am I going to do now? So like, of course I back up. And the first thought that went through my head, guys, I'm not going to keep it real with you, was this is this old white lady. She's looking at me, this young black guy. I'm a stranger. All old people, say what you want about old people, but they have a strong sense of community. They know their neighbors. They know who's around. They know everybody in the community. She's never seen me before. I've never seen her before. But my mind immediately went towards race, right? Like my mind immediately went towards like, oh, like I'm this young black man and she's this old white woman. She's very old. So odds are she grew up in a time where like you think racism is bad now. She's probably still living in that world. Who knows? So, hey everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's a crazy story I'm telling. I'm sorry you're hopping in midway, but it gets better. So I go to get somebody. I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? So I'm like, hey, let me go get some. I'm like, do you want me to go get help? She's like, yeah, go get help. So I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking in my head, like, wow, this is crazy that this is happening. And I just see this other old guy get off the elevator. Now, this other old guy, I don't know his name. I never got his name. So let's call him Let's call him Joe for the story. Yo, Rich, what's good with you, man? Thanks for tuning in. Crazy story I'm telling, man. You're going to like this one. So Joe gets off the elevator. I said, hey, Joe, this old woman by the name of Terry. I left that out. I got this woman's name. Her name is Terry. So I'm like, hey, this old woman by the name of Terry fell in the laundry room, and she needs help, and she doesn't want me to help her. In my mind, I'm still thinking race just a little bit. So Joe goes in the laundry room. Joe's like, he's like, hey, do you want my help? She says no to Joe. So instantly, like, I fell into the same category of a lot of people out there, a lot of black people out there who are like, damn, this is about race. And it may not even be about race, right? But we like automatically go there, right? So she doesn't even want Joe's help. So mind you, we're making a lot of commotion. Like, it's loud. It's a quiet Saturday morning. There's no one else around. It's like hallways, this empty space. Like, sound travels, right? This sound is going to go different places, right? So she's like, get Corky. Is Corky here? So this guy by the name of Corky. I'm thinking, like, Corky better be this strong, surly, brawn guy. She doesn't want my help. I'm this young man. Clearly, I'm capable. She's this old, frail, fragile woman. You know, probably weighs like $104, and like, here I am, this young, strapping gentleman. I should be able to help her out, right? So when she says, no, get Corky, I'm thinking in my mind, Corky better be this huge, invincible guy. Better be like T'Challa in disguise or something, right? So there's this like room right across the hall from the laundry room. And I'm talking to Joe now, and I'm like, hey, Joe, she wants Corky. I don't know who that is. So he's like, oh yeah, I'll show you where he's at. He's usually in here. In my head, I'm thinking, he better not be across this hallway the whole time. Mind you, this woman was shouting for help before I even got there, right? So, or as I was arriving, I should say. I don't know what happened before I got there. So we go across the hall, we go into this room, and Joe was like, hey, Corky, you're in here. And Corky just very casually, very nonchalantly goes, yeah, what's up? I'm sitting here like, Corky, you deaf ass, useless motherfucker. What the hell are you doing? So Corky, so we tell like, hey, look, this old woman by the name of Terry fell in the laundry room. Like, we give him the whole story, right? So Corky gets up, goes into now Corky's this old man, mind you. So I'm thinking he's going to be this strong guy. He's this old, frail man that's like walking with a hunch the whole nine, right? So I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. So Corky goes in the room. Corky tries to help her up. Corky's struggling. Now, at this point, she refused me and Joe's help. So we're just standing watching. Like, we're not touching her. So Corky's like struggling. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, this guy is like the building super? Like, what the hell? So Corky can't help her. So wait, it gets even better. So Corky can't help her. Corky has a phone on his hip. You know what Corky says? Corky goes, do you want me to call 911? I'm like, great question, Corky. You winning, man. You lost points, but you getting some of them back. Good job. So Corky, phone on his hip. Do you want me to call 911? My man, Corky, you're thinking with your head. He goes and looks at Joe and goes, can you call 911? I'm like, Corky, you motherfucker. You have your phone on your hip, Corky. You have your phone on your hip. You're losing your points, Corky. The points you just got, you're losing them. So Joe's like, I don't have my phone with me. You know, I left my phone upstairs. So I'm like, oh, man, okay. He's going to ask me. So I'm reaching for my phone. And so no, Corky's like, no, I got it. So he pulls his phone out. It's a flip phone. Of course it's a flip phone. Of course it's a flip phone. So Corky very passionately and convincingly says, I don't know how to work this thing. Corky, I know you're old, Corky, but you didn't just get your phone. And the first step to dialing 911 is you dial 9, and then you dial 1, and then you dial 1 again, right? You might have to hit a fourth key, like you might have to hit talk or send or however those flip phone things work, right? So I'm like, Corky, you kidding me? How long have you had your phone? You've at least made one phone call with this phone, Corky. You don't know how to dial 911? Don't give me that. So in my head, I'm like, okay, is this situation under control? Because like my bus is coming. She already doesn't want my help. So I'm like, I hope everything works out. You know how like sometimes you wait for people to dismiss you, like if they say something like, "Oh, well, thanks a lot for your help," right? Or they say something like, "Oh, I appreciate it," or "Hey, we got it covered." From like they give you like this disengaging statement that like basically says, "Okay, you're good to go." I didn't get that. I didn't get that. So I'm standing there. I'm like, I can still make my bus. I can still make my bucks. So, so I leave. I said, well, I hope everything works out. Joe says, thank you. Corky just stares at me. And then I leave. So the whole time I'm on the bus, I'm just playing this in my head. And I'm like, I can't wait to tell you guys this. This is going to be hilarious. But then I was like, just on a serious note really quickly, I'm thinking to myself, it's crazy. I'm coming up to my place now. I'm just going to sit on this step. Finish telling this story to you guys. But while I'm on the bus, I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, it's crazy that, like, one, this has never happened to me before, right? Like, I never in my life, we get comfortable here, guys. Whew. So, I've never in my life had to consider my race on this level before. Like, so there have been situations where, of course, I say like, hey, I'm the only black person in this room right now. Or there's situations where I say, hey, are there any other minorities? Like, just being observant, but I never found myself in a situation where I'm like, I have to think about my race in this situation. And then on top of that, I fell into the same category of the people that I tell them to be more open-minded because it's not always about race. Initially, when I went to go help that older woman and she said no, my first thought was, oh, she's confused. She could be scared. She doesn't know me. I don't know her. But also, I'm black. I'm this black guy. She doesn't want this strange black man touching her, right? Like, it might rub off on her, right? My skin is going to come off. But then, like, after Joe, who's this old white man, came to try to, like, pick her. His name's not really Joe, though. His name is, like, Yusef or something. I'm calling him Joe. But I didn't get his name. So, Joe comes along, and she didn't want to help Joe. Didn't want Joe's help either. So that got me thinking, like, oh, well, it's not always about race. What's up, Cuzzo? What's going on, man? Good to see you in the chat here. Let me know what you think. So I was just thinking, like, while I was on the bus, I'm on my way home, right? I was just thinking to myself, like, wow, that's crazy that my mind immediately went towards race. And then as soon as Joe came and she didn't want Joe's help either, it's like, oh, okay. And it could have still been race, but, that's not always the thing. And I was just thinking, like, if I go and told, like, a black person this story, they probably would be quick to, like, agree with me. They would probably be quick to go, oh, man, that woman was racist. And I could, like, very well paint the picture that she was this racist old white lady, right? And it got me thinking, like, how many people would, like, question me on that, right? Like, how many people want that to be true? They want this woman to be old, white, and racist so bad that they're not even going to question, like, the validity of that statement, right? So I wanted to share that story with you guys because one, it was hilarious because Corky is like, come on, Corky. But the second reason I just wanted to get you guys' opinion. Like, have you guys ever done that? Have you guys ever thought, like, damn, this was a racist thing? And then, like, as you're thinking about it afterwards or something happened and you go, oh, wow, I guess it wasn't racist. Why did I think that, right? Why did I think it was racist? Why did I want it to be racist so bad? I was talking to this one guy. I caught an Uber, I think it was like 2 weeks ago maybe. And maybe it was last week. He was telling me about The Purge, the movie The Purge. Any of you guys see that yet? The Purge? But the first Purge, whatever. And I'm in the car talking to him, and I forgot how we got on the topic, but he was like, man, racism all around us, bro. I hate when people call me bro and they don't know me. But anyway, he's like, oh, it's racism all around us. It's racism all around us. And I'm like, oh, okay, and he's like the movie The Purge, it was filled with racism. I'm like, well, I don't plan on seeing it. Well, tell me about it. What is it about? So he starts to tell me about it, and I'm sitting thinking like, you know. So I'm talking to him about it, and he's like, you know, at the end of this conversation, like his opinion still stood, and that's what I'm not out trying to change people's opinions. I'm just trying to get them to open their mind a little bit. So after the discussion, he was like, you know what, I don't know why I wanted to, like, I don't know why I thought that, you know. So before I go upstairs, before I get in here, get in my place and do what I got to do for the day, I just wanted to share that story with you guys, and I wanted to just get you guys' opinion, see what you guys think about it. And I'm going to post this on my Facebook later if you want to rewatch it. So if you came in like halfway during the story or just towards the end, it's going to be on Facebook later. So I'm going to post this on Facebook. I want to hear you guys' opinion. If you was able to stick around for the whole video, DM me on here directly through this message right now, and let me know one, what you think about the story, and two, has it ever happened to you? Let me know. And then I'm posting this on my YouTube page too, so check that out. I'll talk if you'll listen. That's going to go up on the YouTube, so check that out. In the meantime, guys, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. I hope you're doing some awesome, super fun stuff. I'm having a game night tonight, and I'm excited. So I'm going to go up here, get started, guys. You guys enjoy your weekend, and I hope to hear from some of you guys. Take care, everybody.